What's up, guys? Brant Mayberry here with B3FIT. Today, we're going to go over the electrolyte beverage, or is it syrup water? Is this a fit drink or not? Does it make the list? This one's Gatorade Frost. Now, we know Gatorade's got to be good for you, right? Because every high-endorsed athlete, every top athlete on earth drinks Gatorade. So it's got to be great for us. But we're going to actually figure out what's in this, and does it qualify as a fit drink today? This one's Gatorade Frost. They're all like pretty decent, right? Because they're all pretty well flavored. And we'll start right now with the calories, 190 calories. That's neither here nor there, I guess. Depending on if you have an electrolyte beverage post-workout, let's say. If that's what your goal is to get a few calories in, that's not bad. Total fats, of course, is 0, just like most every beverage. 50 grams of carbs, that's a lot of carbs for anything. Because you're probably having this after you already had a meal with carbs. So that's probably too many. 48 grams of total sugar. So the worst thing that we could possibly have for our health is sugar in liquid form. Because most people consuming this, especially if it's after an event or a workout or something, you're slamming this whole thing. Which means you're getting 50 grams of blood sugar increase that's going in. I mean, you're going at the fastest rate possible. It's increasing your blood sugar rate way too rapidly. Whereas even if you ate, let's say, like gummy bears or some kind of candy, right? Your body still has to process that. It's going to be quick, but it's not going to be nearly as quick as this. So raising your blood sugar really fast and then having it just slowly drop, especially with all those carbs you had from the food that you probably had before you had this, not good. Having high elevated blood sugar all the time, not good. So having this all the time, not good. Included added sugars. So they added the 48 grams of sugars in here, which tells us that they probably didn't use much good ingredients on here. But let's go into electrolytes. Huh? Let's see what this has for electrolytes, because this is the electrolyte beverage. Am I right? I don't know. I don't think so. Sodium. This is for the whole container, by the way. So I'm reading all of the total effects. So if you have 12 ounces, there's obviously different carb ratios and electrolyte ratios. 380 milligrams of sodium for this whole thing. Not a lot. I would like to, if this is an electrolyte beverage, I'd like to see somewhere between 600, 800, maybe even up to 1,000 milligrams, but definitely between 600 and 800. 380 milligrams is pretty low, especially because this is really based into a lot of the athletic world, the world of athletics. So it's like a lot of endurance-based training or events or sports will be consuming this, and that means you're probably trying to recover with this, which means you probably need more than 600 to 800 milligrams. You probably need more like a gram to recover from the loss that you sweat. Because if you're doing athletic events, not just lifting weights, you're probably really sweaty, which means you need way more than 380 milligrams of sodium to be able to recover from that. So the big three we're looking for here is sodium, potassium, magnesium. There's other electrolytes, but those are the big three. Those are the big three that we need to be able to have a well-balanced, good-feeling day. And you know your electrolyte balance is off, by the way, if you're kind of dizzy, lightheaded, maybe you're feeling sluggish. A lot of us need more sodium, potassium, and magnesium than we know. Magnesium being a very good one for sleep as well. And actually, I believe out of the three, magnesium is what the population is most deficient in. Somebody fact-check that, because I'm probably wrong about that. Potassium, 110 milligrams for 2%. 2% of your daily value, 110 milligrams, which is a little too low. I'd like to see this in the couple 100 milligram range. And then there's no magnesium. So we have a little bit of sodium, a little bit of potassium, and this whole thing, though, mind you. So this is what I always tell people: if you're going to use this as an electrolyte beverage, the only thing that makes this an electrolyte beverage is adding more sodium or adding a scoop of electrolytes into this thing. So if you want to keep using it, that's fine. But the problem with this is it doesn't have magnesium, it doesn't have nearly enough potassium, and it hardly has enough sodium, especially if you're using this to recover from a hard, sweaty training session or athletic event or some type of sports. And man, just the amount of publicity this shit has got over the last 30 years. This is insanity for the ratios that the body really needs, especially post-recovery, which this wasn't just like, hey, you're hungover. This isn't horrible if you're hungover. If you didn't work out, this is not that bad of a thing to have to be able to get your electrolyte balance back up, which if you're drinking, you need electrolytes way more than you can probably imagine, way more than you're probably consuming, and way more than it's in this. But if you're not working out and stuff, this might be okay post-drinking. But this isn't going to help you recover very much. Now, we have water, sugar, dextrose, which is also sugar, citric acid, natural flavor. Oh, well, thank God it's natural flavor from nature. Is it just, does nature have a flavor? Like, yeah, this tastes like nature, and then that's the flavor? Because what is natural flavor? I'm so confused. Salt and sodium citrate, monopotassium phosphate, which might be their potassium, and I don't know if that's even a good option there. Modified food starch. Modified food starch in here. What do you need food anything in here? That's probably the preservative that gives it the shelf life, I'm guessing. And as well as the glycerol esterol rosin. That's another one of those preservatives to enhance shelf life. And then you've got blue and yellow. Blue 1, yellow 5. And we all hear the color red's bad for you. That's so funny because it's like, yeah, you shouldn't eat anything with red dye in it. You shouldn't eat anything with fucking dye in it, man. Like, this is not good for you. This is syrup water. So, is Gatorade something we should have post-workout, pre-workout, post-hangover, while we're trying to hydrate, for any other reason? It's because we think we're going to be Michael Jordan. This does not meet the criteria of the FIT drinks. Gatorade. Syrup water, not an electrolyte beverage. Follow, subscribe, and share. We're going to have more videos coming.